my perspective on shooting range equipment, because we're not going to spend a lot of time on it. I spend 90 to 95% of my time on things that are not shooting range equipment, ballistics and HVAC. When I say range equipment, I'm referring to both. When I'm talking about the stall walls and the baffles and the traps, ballistics, and then there's HVAC. So what we need to do is get the shell of the building built to then bring that equipment in, upfit, and finish out the range so that it can handle range activity, indoor shooting. Now, here's an analogy for you. If you set out to build a vehicle, what are you going to do first? You're not going to go buy wheels and tires. You're probably not going to pick out the paint color, although you might have in mind what you're interested in. What you're really going to do is determine, am I building a desert truck or a track car? Once you've made that decision, then are you going to go buy wheels and tires? I guess you could, but the reality to the situation is the tire store is going to be there when you need it at the end. Really, what's critically important is you determine the engine displacement, the suspension, the transmission, a whole host of other critical components. And so I see these critical components as building blocks of your budget and your business model to help ensure that the vision that you have for a shooting range can be accommodated and, very importantly, can be supported by your demographic. Does your market support your vision? If not, how do you make changes? How do you make tweaks if you're willing to make them? We'll get into all of those details, but I want you to walk away from this comment and idea about wheels and tires to understand that there's a lot of work to be done over the course of the next year, plus as you navigate through this process that has very little to do with the range equipment. It's a huge item in the budget. You got to have it, just like you have to have wheels and tires. Otherwise, the car's not going to roll down the street or across the desert. So this perspective on where I spend my time is on all the other things that we're really going to focus on mapping out, modeling within the online range conference.